guess that kind of is what I figured. Is this is such a big championship that it's kind of like all around game. But now let's probably get into some picks now. And Justin, I know we kind of did like top 20s, top 10s, top. So what about you, like for top 20 players, or who do you think is kind of a lock to finish
Yeah.
up there?
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you want to go everyone do the top 20s, or you just want to roll through your list all at once? What do you think's easier?
I like to roll it through each pick. Whoops.
Okay. We got some music. Well, I'll start it off in real quick. In the YouTube link below, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, go check us out on Instagram. I'll put it in the bio there. Join our fantasy golf league on the masters.com. It's actually a really fun way to kind of compete. Free to join. You pick a first-time entrant into the tournament. You pick a first-timer. You pick a past champion. You pick an American, and you pick an international player. You pick 4 guys. You get points based on their score, similar to how FanDuel or DraftKings would work. And then the tiebreaker is total pars in the entire tournament from Thursday at 8 a.m. till Sunday when the final putt drops. It is total pars. That's the tiebreaker. Go join. It is the Poojie podcast on masters.com. I will post the link below. But to get into these picks, I'm excited because I feel like from top 20 to top what's up, Chase? Go for it.
It's also on the app.
Oh, yeah, you can go on the app too. So if you have the Masters app, you can do it there. It's probably a lot easier, actually.
Oh, man, and it is a awesome app. If you guys are trying to watch this tournament, I mean, you're going to get every single shot of coverage you need from this app. So definitely go check it out.
And I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because if there's one thing I've always kind of disliked about the Masters, it was when it was only on TV from like 3 to 6 p.m.
Oh, to that point, they've now introduced something, including bringing it back from last year. You can see every single shot from whatever player you want throughout the entire tournament. All you have to do is select it, and you get your own personalized broadcast for that player.
Yeah, and that's what golf needs, actually, to grow the sport, because what's the kid that's in the middle of Denver, Colorado supposed to do when he wants to watch, Xander Schauffele play and he can't watch him because he's not on the featured groups or on the coverage? So that's definitely how you grow the sport. It's just like any other sport. You can tune into your favorite team. So I definitely like that feature. So I'm gonna go with my top 20, the young Chilean. I'm gonna go with Joaquin Niemann. I think he has been playing exceptionally well. He's tied for 43rd or better in his last 5 tournaments. And if he can put it all together, I think top 10 is not out of reach, but I'm going to go with him for a top 20. My top 10 is going to be Matthew Fitzpatrick, kind of an unknown Englishman or Irelandman. Is he English or Ireland?
English,
yeah. An unknown, Fleetwood, Paul Casey, all them kind of overshadow him. I'm going to go with Fitzpatrick for a top 10. My top 5 is going to be Victor Hovland. I think he puts it together this week in a very nice way. And my champion, and I'm going to kill myself for saying this because everyone's going to take him on FanDuel, I'm going to go with Patrick Cantlay to win the Masters 2021. I think he is due for a big win, and he hasn't proven to me yet that he can't get over the hump, that he can't get to the pinnacle of the sport. I think this is the week that he wins the tournament. I'm also going to give a sleeper. Jason Kokrak, I think, is someone to look out for this week. Not a lot of people know who he is. He's one of those journeyman golfers who is just kind of, consistently top 30, top 40. He has actually played ridiculously well the last month. Tied for 9th at the WGC Workday, tied for 8th at the Arnold Palmer, tied for 9th at TPC, and no one would have known that unless we just said it here on the podcast. He has been tied for 42 or better in the last 5 tournaments. Jason Kokrak. And then the person I'm fading is Scotty Scheffler. He has played a hell of a lot of golf in the last month, almost too much. And Chase talked about it with fatigue. I think fatigue is going to set in for Scotty Scheffler. He's played almost 10 or 11 rounds in the last 2 weeks, which a lot of us would love to do, but I'm sure he is going to feel it in his body at Augusta this week. So Niemann, Fitzpatrick, Hovland, Cantlay, Kokrak as the sleeper, Scheffler as the fade. That's who I got, Jacob.
Sweet. Who wants to go next? Chase, how about you?
All right.
What you got?
I like Justin's picks, going with all of the young bloods and the new guys coming in, especially the international players. The international players haven't had a stretch where they've gone without a green jacket for more than 4 years, and last year was the 3rd year that an American won it in a row. Just a nice little tidbit there.
Oh boy.
So for my lead guy, top 20, I'm going to take prior winner, 2013 champion Adam Scott. Ridiculous game off the tee, in the fairway. Tee to green is going to be amazing. not the greatest putter, which is why I'm putting him in the top 20. I think that guy could go out there and have 28 to 30 putts each and every round and still find his way to the top 20. I'm going to go top 10, Jon Rahm, fresh off of his birth of his child. Got the pressure relieved from him, has played well in recent years at the Masters. He just, that golf course lines up well for him. So I like the Spaniard there at top 10. Top 5, I'm going to go with Cameron Smith after a very good performance last year. Only player in Masters history to shoot 4 rounds under par. 4 rounds under the 70s, which is incredible at that golf course to be able to go out and mentally, keep yourself in contention and go. I mean, like he said in his interview last year, if he goes out there and posts minus 15 every year, he's going to find a Masters championship, or he's going to get himself a green jacket here at the end of the line. And since we keep slandering my boy, number 1 this week, repeat, Jordan Spieth, baby. All I needed to see last week was him to be able. All I needed to see was him to be able to finally get over that barrier of not winning, because he has been in contention for the past 6 months and has not been able to get it done on Sunday. And that performance on Sunday, that looked like the Jordan of old. And I don't believe that there's going to be any more regression. I think he's going to have a very strong performance. He may or may not win, but from here on out, I'd look out for him at the majors in 2021.
I like that. And when I was watching on Sunday, you mentioned Jordan of old. I kept waiting for the collapse, and it just did not happen. I kept waiting for the blow up hole. I kept waiting for him to allow Hoffman back into the tournament, and it just didn't happen. And it was nice to see it not happen, because that's what I needed to see as well from Jordan Spieth. And he's not in my top 20 on this list. Maybe he's 18th or 17th. Yeah. I don't know, but he's in there somewhere. But I would love to see Jordan Spieth win.
Oh, that'd be a dream. And for him, I mean, just the thing that really cemented me on that was his pressure shots coming down the stretch and the big putts he was able to make on the back 9 to be able to, close that championship out in Texas was, he, like I said, looked like the Jordan of old. I mean, from that collapse in 2016 where he took, I think it was a 7 on the par 3 12th at the Masters, he just wasn't the same. And after him taking the victory last weekend, I think he's back.
I like it.
All right. I do like the Cameron Smith pick, because last year I think it was my first time playing FanDuel for golf, and I had Cameron Smith, and that was a good choice. I won a couple bucks.
Attaboy.
So that name is in my head. But Teachy, what about you? What's your list? What are you looking at?
All right. For me, I got my top 20. It's funny, because all the guys you guys have listed, man, just all of them are just fantastic. Any of them can win. But for me, top 20 pick, I got Max Homa. Just amazing dude. I mean, just United States homegrown dude, just can play, can have that all type of round golf. Top 10, excuse me. I went with the safe pick, Tony Finau.
Yeah.
The guy always plays safe golf. I mean, always seems to be right there in the top 10 every single week. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily a winner, but always right there and always in contention. Top 5, this dude, I think this guy has the best swing on tour right now. Colin Morikawa. Just gorgeous swing, newcomer. I mean, maybe his first time playing, but just I really love this guy's game right now. Just absolutely great. And my winner, a little not so fast there, Chase. So we're gonna have a little back-to-back Masters champion, Dustin Johnson.
Hey,
hasn't happened since Tiger Woods. Just played it 6 months ago under pressure. Can do it now. Hopefully hopefully he's not a little hangover, but I absolutely think we might be a little back-to-back. And as far as, let's see, we have a sleeper. If you're in the game of golf, this guy's not a sleeper, but if you just look at just the body physique of this guy, Shane Lowry, you think, what is this guy? This guy's not a professional athlete. This guy's a top golfer. Don't let his body, his, beer belly, whatever, for you. This guy will be right up there in the end. And maybe a guy that's fading away, a guy that's won it. I think maybe like Bubba Watson, maybe. I'd like to see Bubba Watson do great, but his game hasn't really been what it's been maybe 5 to 10 years ago. So those are my picks.
I love it.
Can I get my sleepers? I totally forgot to give my sleepers and my fades.
Go ahead, give it.
Sleeper and fade, Chase.
My fade is it's gonna be the Irishman, Rory McIlroy. It is just over the past couple of performances at the Masters and the way he's just been performing this last couple of 6 months or so, it's just not gonna happen this week. The confidence isn't there. And the sleepers, I'm going to take a group here. Anyone over the age of 50 that has a jacket, okay? Because those guys somehow find a way to end up in contention at Augusta. There's just something, if you have won the Masters, there's something about you being able to go out there and execute and play very well on that golf course. And we saw Bernard Longer in the one of the final, I think the last two pairings a couple years ago. So
I like it. I actually just wrote that down as old past winners. So that's what'll be going up on the graphic for this weekend's tournament. So just a little plug here from two former panelists. My brother Kyle went with Kuchar for top 20, Spieth for top 10, DJ top 5, and Patrick Reed for the win.
DJ Singh top 5?
What'd you say?
You said DJ Singh top 5?
No, DJ Dustin
DJ.
Johnson.
Okay.
That would have been classic. And then
hey, he's an old winner. Look out.
And then he had this guy as a sleeper for TPC. He has Will Zalatoris. It's actually his first time in the Masters this tournament. He is actually playing unbelievable golf right now for being a rookie on the tour. Will Zalatoris as a sleeper. And Mike Tabak has Daniel Berger top 20, Jordan Spieth top 10. A lot of love for Jordan Spieth here. I love it. Xander Schauffele top 5, and Justin Thomas to win, which Justin Thomas, first Masters, I believe, was 2016. He has progressively gotten better. He finished 4th at the most recent tournament in November, and his worst finish is like 44th back in 2016. He's always there. He makes the cut. This could be the year for Justin Thomas. He has Billy Horschel as a sleeper, and he is fading hard. Bryson DeChambeau is Mike Tabak. So anything else from you guys? Teachy, you actually had a pretty cool topic I wanted you to hit on real quick. And actually, to answer your question, Morikawa did play in 2020. He finished tied for 44th, but he didn't have a round under 70. So something to look at.
I just wanted to add on, JT, if it's not his year this year, like he is going to end up getting a green jacket. His game and his progression over the years. I mean, he is just one of those outstanding players like Spieth. And to circle back, I kind of feel like he kind of stepped into the spotlight when Spieth kind of took a falter when he was playing very well and won those major championships over that stretch.
I like it. So Teachy, go for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have released the pairings today. So I was just going to go over some very quick few pairings. I thought they just looked really good. We have Brooks Koepka, Victor Hovland, Bubba Watson, looks great. Dustin Johnson, Lee Westwood, who's been playing fantastic this year, and Tyler Shafasi, who's an amateur.
Won the USAM last year.
Yeah, so that's a great pairing. Rory McIlroy, John Rahm, Xander Schauffele.
That's a beast of a pair of a threesome right there. That trio.
Yeah.
Rahm, Rory, and Xander. That is just absurd.
Absolutely. Patrick Reed, Daniel Berger, Paul Casey.
Okay.
Patrick
I love
Cantley.
everyone. I love everyone there except P. Reed.
Yeah. Next one, Patrick Cantley, Sungjae Im, and Matthew Fitzpatrick. Then you got Bryson DeChambeau, Adam Scott, Max Homa. Jesus. And the last two that I really like, Justin Thomas, Tony Finau, Louis Oosthuizen, and then the very last pairing, Jordan Spieth, Cam Smith, Colin Morikawa. Just back-to-back great pairings there at the very end.
That's my favorite one right there. That last one you said. None of those guys are on my list, but Jordan Spieth, Cam Smith, and Morikawa, that's my favorite. That's my favorite one out of all of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's absurd, and it's great. It's 88 players, so it's a small field, so you're going to get the best of the best in this tournament. Even we've seen some amateurs actually shoot pretty low at this tournament and at least make the cut and be competitive. Even with some of the guys that are in the field this year have played here as amateurs, like Victor Hovland did. He finished tied for 32nd as an amateur. So he, amateurs here, it's not like no one's played this course before. I know they play it, for some different tournaments at the amateur level. I know the ladies have played the course as well. It's a prestigious course. It's a very exclusive course, but I feel like a lot of people do have familiarity with it. And I think that's why we see so much excitement in this tournament for the first major of the year. Anything else from you guys before we head out to enjoy this tournament this coming weekend?
I'd like to do two things. I think the Masters probably has one of the most unique trophies in all of sports, a green jacket. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, they're just one of the most unique things all of sports to actually have. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the Masters tournament is considered one of the hardest sports tickets in the world to get. It's harder than the Super Bowl, harder than the NBA Finals. I think maybe only the World Cup might be a harder ticket, but I mean, it is the hardest thing to get in sports to go see.
It's because it goes through a selection process, and I've actually I've applied for like 2 years straight and haven't got selected. So you can't go out and buy these things, and you can't scalp them because it's specific to a person. They actually fixed that because back in 2010 when I went, I paid $600 for a Wednesday ticket, and that's only usually about $100. So it's extreme markup, but it was the best experience of my life. I mean, I shook Arnold Palmer's hand when he was wearing his green jacket on the backside of 13. It was awesome. But
I have actually chalked you say that, Teachy, I have chalked this up to a sporting event that I will likely never attend, and I have had to accept that, at least for the competitive rounds, Thursday to Sunday, because I still have a dream of going to the Final Four and going to the Super Bowl, going to the World Series. I feel like all that stuff I can accomplish, but you talk about the exclusivity of this particular tournament in the world of golf, in the world of sports. I've already had to stomach and accept the fact that I will likely never go to a competitive round. And if I ever do get the opportunity to, it's just that much sweeter because I've already assumed that I will never be there in my lifetime. So I'm excited to watch. I've had to grow to love it more on TV, just simply watching golf on TV. It's been fun. But anything else from you guys? Jacob, anything from you? Thanks for being here, man, and throwing in your 2 cents on some golf topics.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm obviously an expert in amateur golf. So I think it was just interesting going back to my original question about will it be returning or a winner that repeats, or will it be someone new? And, you guys picked Dustin Johnson for Teachy, Jordan Spieth for Chase, and then Justin had Patrick Cantlay. So it looks like Justin was kind of going for someone that, correct me if I'm wrong, has never won. And you guys are going for repeats. So it'll be exciting to see, because like you guys say, I kind of understand this as a golf fan or amateur golf fan, is that anybody really has a shot. It's just about who kind of, gets down and dirty and just stays focused and doesn't let the pressure get to them.
The one thing I wanted to add, you guys kept hitting on, like, this is the smallest, so an extremely small field, is because this is the only invitational major, like the US Open, the British Open, the PGA Championship allows like people that usually don't play on tour, but like PGA Tour pros, you can qualify for it. This Masters, you have to meet a certain set of criteria, and they send you an invitation. So, and if you're a past champion, you get a lifetime exemption. If you win one of the other majors, you get a 5-year exemption. If you win a tournament during the year, that's how you get an exemption. And then
I'm glad you mentioned that, Chase. It kind of has a lot of similarities to the college football playoff. The more you started talking about that, just an invitational. If you've been there before, you're invited. If you're a specific person, you're invited back. So a lot more similarities between the Masters and the college football playoff than we want to think, but it's there. You just spelled it out for us.
I mean, exactly. Well, not quite, because the guy that ended up, Bobby Jones, my favorite golfer of all time, because he, like myself, was a mechanical engineer and the greatest amateur player of all time. Only guy to ever win the Grand Slam, quote unquote, because they didn't have the Masters back in the day. Yeah. Anyway, so this is a great amateur event. So that would be like letting a UCF or a Cinderella team in, or letting someone that's not supposed to be in on a regular basis, just in the off chance that, hey, but so there's where similar.
You brought up a fantastic point there. Just in the off chance that something could happen. I love it. We saw a lot of upsets in March Madness. Football season, basketball season are now over. We are on to baseball, golf. We have hockey going on. NBA's trying to figure out who wants to be good in that sport because everyone's hurt and everyone's out and no one knows who's good and who's not. And the Magic are good now that they traded all their good players away and they beat the Clippers and no one knows anything about that. So, but it's fun, guys. It's been fun doing this. I love doing the golf episodes. I love doing every episode, but golf specifically because, I love the sport so much. I love playing it. I love watching it. And I love doing these, giving you guys a chance to come on and talk and shed some of your insight on the sport, on these tournaments, on these majors, all that good stuff. Fans out there listening, watching, thank you for being here to support. Go follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter. We're on Facebook, YouTube. Go subscribe and hit the notification bell as well to be updated every time we get new content put out for you guys. This is what we do it for, you guys. And thank you to all of our sponsors, Cimarron Golf Club, Shores Pub, Mandarin, and Strings Sports Brewery. Hell, all of that ties into the Masters. I might be at both those places this weekend at some point to watch some Masters golf. It's going to be a fun weekend of sports. F1 racing is back as well. Race on Sunday morning, leading you perfectly into the Masters tournament on Sunday morning. NASCAR is back as well. It's just going to be a great weekend of sports, and we are done with episode 79. Fans, thank you for being here. Go follow us, go do all that good stuff, and go make this world a better place. Until next time, take care. Thanks.
How can I be the man when you're the man? How can I be the man when you're the man? How can I be the man when you're the man?